Good evening. Welcome to the Bedminster Township Committee. This is our regularly scheduled meeting for November 18, 2024. Recognize that we have a quorum of Township Committee in attendance with Committee Woman Fernandez. Thank you. Committee Stevenson and Committee Woman Reski has an excused absence. Ms. Ray. May we please have the Open Public Meetings Act statement?
Yes, Mayor. Adequate notice of this meeting of the Township Committee was sent to the Courier News, Somerville, Burnsville News, with and to all subscribers and persons in Township Municipal Building on January 5th, 2021.
Thank you. Please join me in standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now it's time of the meeting. We open up the microphone up here for public comment. Any member of the public wishing to make a statement? Ms. O'Brien. We just ask that you give your name and your street. We don't need your house number.
Julia O'Brien from Stevens Court. And I have two things. First, I wanted to congratulate you and Councilwoman Moreski on your reelection.
Thank
And the other thing I wanted to say was I sat here all day on election day. And Robin and her staff, Caitlin and Karen, were unfailingly professional, kind, helpful to voters with issues. And there were a lot of voters with issues. And they just were amazing. So I wanted to put that on the record. Thank
Great.
you.
Thank you, Ms. O'Brien, and I will certainly echo those sentiments regarding Robin. Actually, Julia and I were watching a disgruntled or a questionable. Well, actually, it was a voter who was questioning the machine, and I guess we had the machine operator here, and there was just really no good answer at that time. And Robin, between you and Caitlin, you guys were right on it, dealt with all those issues. And Julia, thank you so much for running. I think we talked about this at the last meeting, that anyone who puts their name out there and runs for local office, runs for statewide office, runs for school board, runs for anything, it's an effort. And certainly applaud you for doing so. So thank you for running. Any other member of the public wishing to make a statement or comment or question? And if you are participating by Zoom, and it looks like Amanda is here by Zoom and the chief. So I'll take that we have no further public comments. Proceed to the approval of the minutes. We have one set of meeting minutes to approve. That's November 4th, 2024. Any comments or questions regarding those minutes? Seeing none, take motion to approve the minutes for November 4th.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And we have no permits or raffles. Ms. Ray, we'll hand it over to you for the straw vote for 2025 marriage.
Oh, right. This is the time of year when, in order for the future mayor to be able to reach out to volunteers for possible appointments to our various committees and commissions, we take a straw poll vote, a nomination from the current township committee members for mayor for 2025. So do I have any motions for mayor for 2025?
I would like to nominate someone. Thank you for asking. I would like to nominate Lawrence Jacobs.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
You did say aye, right?
Second.
On tape.
I don't text you later tonight because you now know. You're wrong. Thank you all. Thank you for. your
Thank
support
you,
and your
Mayor.
help.
Thank you, Larry.
For all that you do.
Amen.
We are going to go into subcommittee reports and we're going to start with Woman Fernandez.
Thank you.
Yes, yes. Sorry. It's going to continue.
I mean, I'm sorry. No, actually, I have a rec meeting tomorrow, so I'll have updates after that. I have no updates for right now, but
Okay,
thank you.
Committeeman Hickey.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, all. Just a quick update on the Board of Health. There is no November meeting. However, the Board of Health is sponsoring an online class entitled Food Too Good to Waste. Learn how to stretch your food dollar. It'll be held on January 22nd of 2025 from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. It will be virtual and it will be done by the professionals at Rutgers. And if you register by January 17th, you will be entered into a raffle. Probably not. What can you win? A free shot from Dr. Agathis, or I'm not sure what it is, but
She's still good structure on that.
okay, sounds good. So we'll get that out on the website and out to rave, but we figured we'd try this as a virtual class and see how it goes. And Mayor, that's all I have.
Thank you, Committeeman Stevenson.
Thank you, Mayor. Committeeman Hickey, that, I figured that out in high school. That was called shepherd's pie. Every time that was on the menu, you knew that was whatever we ate over the previous 2 weeks was in there. Anyway. Real light updates. This is just on DPW. Leaf pickup is continuing throughout this month. So get the leaves picked up, get them blown out to the street. We'll get them picked up for you. We've got a condition over on Riverwood that we've been working on. I get some soft road conditions. We got to address that. They continue to work on the lot in Pluckerman. Grading our dirt roads, working on those. It's always working on that. And the Old Stonehouse paving project is nearing completion, but we're just working on the paving. So that's what DPW has going on currently. And as I mentioned last time, no November or December historic pres meeting.
Okay.
All right.
Did the meeting between Historic Pres and Rec, did that get
No,
scheduled?
it's on 26. Yeah, I got scheduled.
It's for 26.
Yeah.
Okay. So report briefly. So last week we had an LEPC, that's our Emergency Management, Emergency Preparedness Committee. Chris Crowell, who is our LEPC or OEM coordinator, took us through a tabletop drill, and he did an excellent job of taking some recent events and coalescing them into a cavalcade of misery and seeing how the first responders within Bedminster would address each of these issues. We had full participation from Bedminster Fire, Harrisville Fire, Far Hills Bedminster Fire, Far Hills Bedminster First Aid, the Bedminster School, DPW, the police, Mayor Hickey and I were the nearest and township representatives. And let's see, so it started with a combination of a protest over at the corner, an earthquake. We've had those recently.
Yes.
The earthquake resulting in a gas main leak, which then also the earthquake also took down some trees. I'm not sure if it was the earthquake taking down a tree or it was a car startled by the earthquake running into a utility pole, which took down the electricity. So with the electricity gone, our warming station, which would typically be Clarendon Library, but they were offline because of the gas leak, and the gas leak also requires an evacuation within was half-mile radius. Half-mile radius of the gas leak, and the gas leak was at Delicious Heights, right by Delicious Heights. So I guess I would be evacuated. And it was just interesting. Once again, this is the third or fourth tabletop drill we went through, but it was everyone had their they were ready, there were answers. If there was evacuation needed at the school, we bring them down here. So I think it was just well done all around. And kudos once again to Chris Crowell. So thank you very much, Chris, for everyone else who participated. Land use board, there's one application that was recently came in. It may or may not be scheduled for December 5. I think the township professionals or land use board professionals are sorting through some availability to see if they can make it on 12/5 or if it actually has to get pushed to December 12th. So we'll work back on that. Farmers market. Let's see, we were at 700 something the week before and then 685,
688, pretty good.
688. Okay, 688. So, we can remember a couple of years ago when that would be, the high for the year.
Yeah. Yep.
So here we are in, sort of the depths of November, we're still, at 700 or just pushing it. And with a few more weeks to go, so just a overall success. Ms. Ray, may we please have the administrator's report?
Yes, Mayor, busy 2 weeks, that's all I can say. Prepared, Frank Bernardo and I were preparing much of the discovery documents for Cummins versus Bedminster. Worked with Amanda, who's been putting together a salary ordinance study for us. Hopefully we'll have some updates on that going forward. On November 11th, I don't want to steal any of the chief's thunder, I'll let him explain, but we met with the school superintendent, police department and our finance team to discuss the school resource officer at the Bedminster School. We also attended the LEPC meeting along with the mayor and Committeeman Hickey. On the 13th, we had a municipal managers meeting, Somerset County Municipal Managers meeting that was headed by Colleen Marr. The topic of discussion was a pooled bond program for the emergency services radios. And then Mayor Jacobs and I attended a Somerset Public Safety Committee meeting, and we had followed up on Friday with the LEAP grant. DCA LEAP grant was announced, and this is the time now to apply for the street sweeper, shared street sweeper. So Jason and I met with the folks in Keepack, Gladstone and Far Hills to discuss applying for the grant for this year.
Okay, great. Okay, so the chief isn't here, so we'll skip the.
He's online.
Oh, he's here. Oh, I don't see it on the agenda, but just if there's any updates on community policing, chief.
Yeah, good evening. We're going to be meeting with this week with the staff at the Somerset Hills Learning Institute to explore how we could better serve the special needs community in terms of outreach and community service programs. And that's it for updates, Mayor.
Great. Thank you, chief. We have two ordinances scheduled for introduction for tonight. The first is ordinance 2024-024. This ordinance appropriates $530,000 from various capital funding sources for improvements to the Miller Lane pump station. So we talked about this before. Robin, do you want to take this, or Rodney, do you?
Well, I can start it and then we'll let Rodney finish it. How's that sound? So we've been, as everybody knows, the Miller Lane Pump Station project is upon us. We went out to bid. We received 2 bids. One was pretty close to our engineer's estimate. The engineer made a recommendation. We're going with the lowest responsible bidder. And in order to award a contract, we need to make sure that all of our funding sources are in place. So in addition to in your binders, you have in addition to this sheet right here that's in your binders, so you know. There is a breakdown of the different awards that we received, the cost share, and the additional funds that are needed. They're coming from various capital funds at Bedminster Township.
Some of those, some of the additional funds that we need are due to the fact that once we started this process, we then discovered that we would have to keep our utilization tank. And along with that, consider the condition of that and we had to expand upon our contract with and our specifications to do some rehab work to that tank along with then configuration of the actual pump station to have the ability to pump flow into that tank and then back out of that tank. So that increased some of the costs of the entire project.
So Robin, real quick, are these the funding sources that we're taking? I know they're in this attachment. So it's from the federal grant, the ARP grant.
Then we have the cash match which was required from the federal grant.
Right.
And the balance is coming from Bedminster Township Sewer Utility Company.
So it's coming from Bedminster Sewer Utility, and then with the cost share from Far Hills and Peapack and Glassell. Take a motion to introduce ordinance 2024-024.
So, second.
Roll call vote, please. Mr. Stevenson.
Aye.
Steve?
Aye.
Fernandez. Aye. And Mayor Jacobs.
Aye. The public hearing for the ordinance is scheduled for December 2, 2024 in these chambers. And just a quick note that we went through this before, that the funding for the Miller Lane pump station is not involved general revenue from Bedminster Township, but it's coming from the sewer utility, from the grants. So it does not affect the bottom line of the municipal budget, but rather through the sewer utilities and with the surrounding municipalities. Next, up for introduction is ordinance 2024-025. This ordinance amends section 11-4.1 entitled Established. These are use of the municipal roads. So Ms. Ray, what are we doing with our street names?
Yes, Mayor. This ordinance hasn't been updated since 1999. There's a couple developments that have since gone in. We thought we needed to add those. Steeplechase behind the library, Cliffsbrook neighborhood, as well as some up in the hills that Bedminster Township has taken possession of. So this is an update of public street names. Private's handled in a different sections. These are just strictly public street names. And some of them have descriptions that Paul Ferreira, engineer, wanted to eliminate or keep in for further clarification. So we sat down with the police department, township engineer, DPW, and myself to make sure we crossed our T's and dotted all our I's.
So in the red line where it says we're getting rid of names.
So what's in red is being eliminated, and what is being added is bolded and underlined.
Riverwood Avenue from Team Avenue to Burbridge Township line.
So that had to do, I came to learn, thanks to Dwayne Kavanaugh and his institutional knowledge and Paul's, was that Burness Township, obviously, Parklands was once part of Burness Township. So that's how that.
That's how far back this happened.
Yeah,
1924.
long time ago.
This is easy.
A lot of stuff just keeps getting, recirculated, so we figured let's do a deep dive and take the time to go through it. Interesting.
So some of these roads aren't even our roads.
No.
Take motion to introduce ordinance number 2024-025.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote, please. Mr. Stevenson.
Aye.
Mr. Hickey.
Aye.
Ms. Fernandez.
Aye.
And Mayor David.
Public hearing for this ordinance is scheduled for December 2, 2024. We have one public hearing of the ordinance. This is ordinance number 2024-023. This is a bond ordinance appropriating $2,026,000 and authorizing the issuance of $1,874,700 in bonds or notes of the township for the acquisition of various equipment by the township of Bedminster. Take a motion to open the public hearing for ordinance 2024-033.
So moved.
All in favor?
Hey, Robin, I know we talked about this before, but once again, you can just walk us through for the public hearing, what we're doing with the bond ordinance and where the money that's being authorized, where it's going.
So there's a number of purchases that we are committed to. First is a tender for Pottersville Volunteer Fire Company. The second is a remount of an ambulance onto a new chassis for the Far Hills Bedminster First Aid Squad. And the third is for actually emergency service radios for all Pottersville, Far Hills Bedminster Fire, Far Hills Bedminster First Aid Squad. The Far Hills portion, Mr. pays 80% and Far Hills is contributing 20% of that cost. And for the tender for Pottersville, Tewksbury is contributing 40% and Bedminster is paying 60%. When it comes to the radios, Tewksbury is not paying for the radios, so we are only paying 60% of the cost of the total cost of the radios for Pottersville. Sorry, is there anything else we want me to add to that or?
And if you can just explain the discrepancy between the appropriation and the bond.
So yes, there are soft costs that are included in that, which are the costs for the bond council.
And the deposit that we've already made on.
5% deposit, I'm sorry, that we budgeted in capital last year for this purpose.
Right, so we've already put money, so the difference between the 2 million that we're appropriating and the 1.87 that's going for bonds.
Correct.
The reason that it doesn't match up is because we've already used cash to put down as those deposits for the public finance.
And there's a complete breakdown on page 3 of that ordinance.
Any further questions, comments from the Township Committee? Open it up for public comment. Any member of the public wishing to ask a question or comment on the ordinance, now's your opportunity to do so. Seeing none, I'll take a motion to close the public hearing for ordinance 2024-023.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
And I'll take a motion to approve ordinance number 2024-023.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote, please. Mr. Stevenson?
Aye.
Mr. Hickey?
Aye.
Ms. Fernandez?
Aye.
And Mayor Jacobs?
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, the radios. They've been appropriated. Money will be there for the radios. We can talk about those radios, what field work.
Since January.
January 2016, years ago. Yeah. We have no items on the consent agenda. We do have 4 items, 4 resolutions for individual consideration. The first.
I think we're taking the first one off.
We're taking the first one off.
No, that's not.
No.
That's
not.
good.
That's good, the operator.
There's 2.
Oh, yeah, so that was good.
Okay.
Okay.
I retract that statement.
Sorry.
The first resolution is resolution 2024-152. This resolution appoints a full-time truck driver laborer for the Department of Public Works. Jason, turn it over to you.
This is to replace our foreman that we promoted in-house. He was a truck driver laborer and got promoted to foreman, so we're backfilling that position.
And this is for Manuel Chango.
Yes,
And where does he join us from? He comes from another department,
he's in North Bay.
North Lincoln. Okay, any questions, comments from Township Committee? Okay, seeing none, take a motion to approve resolution 2024-152.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote, please. Mr. Stevenson?
Aye.
Mr. Hickey?
Aye.
Ms. Fernandez?
Aye.
And Mayor Jacobs?
Aye.
Thank you.
All right. Congratulations, Jason, and congratulations to Mr. Chandra. Next is we usually do these on the consent agenda.
Yeah, we usually do, but we only had one, so it's kind of silly to do a whole one
Okay,
consent agenda.
so this is resolution 2024-153. This authorizes provision of a loan pursuant to the Bedminster Township Affordability Assistance Program for the, I'm assuming this is the purchase of 82 Larkspur Court. Questions or comments from Township Committee? Seeing none, take a motion to approve resolution 2024-153.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote, please. Mr. Stevenson.
Aye.
Mr. Hickey.
Aye.
Mr. Nichols. Aye. And Mayor Jacobs.
Aye.
Thank you.
Next is resolution 2024-154. This resolution authorizes the endorsement for an application of a treatment works approval for the replacement of the Miller Lane pump station.
It's happening.
It's happening.
It's happening.
Rodney, you want this one?
I can take it, it's just that we're just formalizing in resolution and we're going to approve the treatment works application to the evening.
Okay.
It's pretty straightforward.
So treatment works approval application is TWA is a permit issued by New Jersey DEP under the National Pollutant Discharge Elimination Systems Program. Yeah.
Say that 5 times
Yeah,
fast.
well, unfortunately, I can't, because that's what I do a little bit of my day job. So it's a permit that requires DP approval when you are constructing sewer extensions or installing or amending your existing treatment facilities. So since we will be amending the treatment facility in the form of pump station through the Rodney project, it requires DP review and approval of all the steps that we're doing. So as part of the TWA application, it requires an endorsement from the governing municipality, which is us, so we're endorsing our own application. Any further questions or comments regarding resolution 2024-154? Seeing none, take a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote, please. Mr. Stevenson.
Aye.
Mr. Hickey.
Aye.
Ms. Fernandez.
Aye.
And Mayor Jacobs.
Aye.
Thank you.
Next is resolution number 2024-155. This resolution authorizes the award of a contract for the town hall roof replacement to Marshall Inc. of Farmingdale, New Jersey, in the amount not to exceed $355,600. Jason?
Yep.
This is you?
So we had 7 bidders on the roof project. Out of the 7, Marshall is number 4. The other 3, 2 had backed out. They missed some stuff on the specs, and 1 wasn't qualified. So that's where we're at.
So at 300, and so I see that the base bid is 347 with an alternate of 8,600, bringing us to the 355 number. And I will note that number is significantly lower than, what was it, 600,000? Doug, do you recall?
550.
What was it?
It was 550.
550? 550 when, I think we were looking at this, just about a year ago, right?
Yeah.
So, that's great. If we proceed with this resolution and we sign the contract, what's our schedule?
It's up in the air right now. We might start the fall now, the winter. There's some ham and hawing back that some people think we should start in the spring. So it's still up in the air.
Okay.
We're probably gonna start this winter.
Any further questions, comments from Township Committee? Seeing none, take a motion to approve resolution 2024-155.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote, please, Mr. Stevenson.
Aye.
Mr. Hickey.
Aye.
Ms. Fernandez. Aye. And Mayor Jacobs.
Aye. And take a motion to approve the bill list and review of individual invoices.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call again, please, Mr. Stevenson.
Aye.
Mr. Hickey.
Aye.
Ms. Fernandez.
Aye.
And Mayor Jacobs.
Aye.
Thank you.
Does any member of the township committee have any item they want to put on for discussion for new business?
No.
No, Janice says no. All right, that's good enough. Old business, utility.
Just a brief report, Mayor, for JCP&L. There was a brush fire on the corner of Old Dutch and Old Farm Road that occurred earlier this month. It was caused by a dead ash tree that fell on the power lines, sparking a fire. We reached out to JCP&L immediately, had our forestry team come out, inspect the area, and they identified no additional imminent hazards. Well done were found. That general area will be trimmed later in the first quarter of next year. So good news on that front, but we're glad we found nothing else, and we're glad, obviously, kudos to the fire department for tamping that down as quickly as possible, given the dry conditions out there. Mayor, that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Doug and John, anything further on Pluckman Senior Park Housing? Pluckman Park Senior Housing. You say no. So it's going to agree. Next would be Somerset Hills Public Safety Committee. As Rod had mentioned, we had a Public Safety Committee meeting last week. Couple developments. Several months ago, we reached out to both New Jersey Conference of Mayors, and I also asked Robin to reach out to the League of Municipalities regarding the steps that municipalities are taking to address car thefts and break-ins related to car thefts. And it was too late to get any of the seminars in place for this year's league conference. However, Robin did get a note from, was it from Frank Marshall? It wasn't Frank, it was one of the other league representatives.
One of the legal aids.
And who said that they're too late for a seminar on the topic. But the league was ready to introduce a resolution asking both the state and the federal authorities to essentially pick up the initiatives that we have put forth to a little more priority on combating the car thefts and the break-ins and putting some more police services and enforcement of those issues. And they've asked the representatives from the Somerset Hills Public Safety Committee to both sponsor and to introduce this resolution tomorrow afternoon at the league conference. I will not be there for the introduction, but I do support and agree to sponsor it. I believe that Mayor Bench, Mayor AC, Mayor Canoes, and Mayor Corigliano will be there in person to handle the introduction, and all 6 mayors who are participating in the Public Safety Committee have agreed to sponsor. So we're really glad to see that picked up. The other topic that came up at the Public Safety Committee was something that was actually introduced, brought to my attention from Mayor Bench. Bridgewater was meeting with a vendor, some specialized drones, and Matt thought it might be of interest to the larger Public Safety Committee meeting. We didn't have any details, they hadn't met yet. That's certainly something that we brought to the attention of the Safety Committee meeting. And I believe it was Mike Harris from the chief of Far Hills was going to reach out to the chief in Bridgewater to see if they had the meeting, would be interested, was it something they want to pursue, was it something that may be of interest to share jointly among the 6 towns in the Public Safety Committee. Certainly got the impression that these were not cheap. But they provide some services such as if there's a 911 call or other call, that the drone could respond directly based on the phone coordinates. It would just shoot without anyone guiding it, would just take off to the scene of whatever incident was being reported and report information back to the first responders, whether it's a fire, a first aid, or a police event. And these drones, rather than going through a dispatch process and sending someone on the road, would shoot just right out there and would require anyone manipulating the joystick to get there. So it's certainly very interesting. So we have the next public safety committee meeting. We have to report back on Weaver's worth thought, and certainly I'll be seeing the mayors tomorrow. Actually, they leave, so I'll ask both Matt and the other mayors with their reactions. And that's what happened in the public safety committee. And we have an executive session. We are not taking any formal action after the executive session. So we will go into township committee comments with committee woman.
Thank you.
Hernandez.
Thank you, ma'am. I just wanted to congratulate our DPW department for our new foreman and our truck driver labor addition. It's very exciting to behold. I wanted to thank Robin and all of the municipal staff for their hard work on election day. It was no easy feat. So thank you for helping with everything and helping everything always run so smoothly here. It takes a lot of preparation, a lot of planning, and a lot of last minute decisions. So thank you for all your skills, Robin. And I just want to congratulate Committeewoman Moresti, who's not here tonight, on her election, her win. Renee puts her heart into everything that has to do with governing our municipality. So we really appreciate her. And I want to congratulate Mayor Lawrence Jacobs on his appointment to mayor. Yet again, I can.
You get to call back.
I know, like I got Lawrence. I can think of no one more deserving than you, Mayor. And so thank you for all you do for us, our town. That's all.
Thank you, Judy. Committeeman Hickey.
It's great to have her a leadoff spot. Because she has so many beautiful words and, and she never gets a chance because,
Yeah, I'm like, yeah.
Don't take them all. So don't take them all by the time we get to her, everything has been said. But just to dovetail with those comments, congratulations to both you and Renee. Larry, I know, look, being up here, this is only a small part of the job. Serving on the committee, serving the public takes a lot of work. Serving as mayor takes a lot more work. And you do that day, night, weekend. By the way, we will get the calls, day, night, weekend as well. But it's a good thing. And Bedminster is well served by your leadership. And just thank you for all you do. And thank you for agreeing to serve as mayor once again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Committeeman Stevenson.
Thank you, Mayor. It is a bit different going last, but we just repeat it anyway. So, obviously, I want to echo your comments from at the beginning of the meeting, and certainly Ms. O'Brien echo those comments. Thank you for putting your hat in the ring, so to speak. It's never easy to be judged by your peers or what have you, but that's what makes the system what it is. So, thanks for that, and certainly echo the mayor's sentiment on that. You show up, and we see that. As to Renee, obviously she's not here, but a big heartfelt congratulations to Renee, and I'll catch up with her at the appropriate time. We've got you here though, so we can talk about you. And the straw poll vote. We said sort of tongue in cheek about nominating you, but in all seriousness, I don't want anyone else leading this dais. You are exceptional in what you do, Larry. And what Colin just said about what we do is meetings and it's liaisons and in reaching out and touching folks and trying to drive our initiatives, right? But you're the tip of the spear, you lead us, you send us in the direction, and you're seeing stuff before it's even on our radars. And I always commend you on that, and I'll continue to commend you on that because, you're seeing stuff again from 360, and sometimes, we got our blinders on, and I don't want anyone else leading my town as a taxpayer here. If I'm on this dais or not, I want to see your tail in that chair. So thank you for agreeing to do it, and I'm glad to see that you won, and Good luck for next year.
Thank you. So certainly thank you to the Township committee members for your confidence and your friendship and for being honest with me. And if I go wrong, you guys are right there to nudge me over. So thank you for all that. And thank you to the Bedminster voters for once again for their confidence in both me and Renee. And don't need to belabor it. 7:40. Take a motion to go to executive session.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Are we taking action?
No, we will not be taking any formal action after we return from executive session. It is 8:01 and the Township Committee has returned from executive session as we discussed. We are not taking any formal action. Take a motion to adjourn for the evening. So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Aye. Thank you and good night.
Good night.
They also have theirs, regular visitors.
I'm sure.